Hi, it's almost 4 years and a half since my last AirPlay video was uploaded. And things have changed in iOS with regards to AirPlay, so I figured I'd put together an updated one. So here it comes. Sending video to your Apple TV is very easy. You need an iOS device that's compatible with AirPlay. You need an Apple TV connected to your TV, and you need to have both of those devices on the same Wi-Fi network. There's my television with my Apple TV connected. That's the main menu. And here's my phone. I'm going to go into the Videos app, start playing a video. Pilot of Twin Peaks seems appropriate. And this particular one doesn't really like to play that well. And you can see the video is playing, but it's playing on the phone. To send it to the Apple TV, you swipe up from the bottom, grab that tab. Sometimes it's a little hard to grab the tab. There you go, and then you have a whole bunch of stuff. This is your control center. This is an operating system level control. This is not something that appears just because you're in the Videos app. You can do this even from the home screen. You can go to the AirPlay button, and then you can turn your phone around, obviously, and you can choose the output source, or the output destination, rather. iPhone, which it's currently set to, send it to the Apple TV, send it to kitchen speakers or living room speakers. Obviously, my video won't go to speakers, but the audio from my video would, so I'm going to choose Apple TV. I'm not going to turn on the option for mirroring. That'll actually send everything that's going on my screen to the television, so my home screen, other apps. Important if you're trying to get video from an app or visuals from an app onto your television, and that isn't necessarily like a video app, so that would be kind of neat. You'll see that my television is already playing the video or ready to play it. I'm going to hit done and I'm going to get rid of this little control center, and you can see that this is what I see on my screen. Alright, and you can pause it, you can control it, you can do whatever you'd like, and you could obviously bring things back to your phone by, at any point in time, on any screen you wish, swiping up, and instead of Apple TV in that AirPlay section, you can choose iPhone or iPad or whatever it is. Now, if you want to send audio to different speakers around your house, this is my favorite solution, an Apple Airport Express. Not the most recent model, but the most recent model has what this one has, which is the most important bit, which is the audio out jack. That thing right there. Once it's plugged in, so the yellow light will blink for a little bit, and as soon as it goes solid green, you're good to go. If this is your only airport device in your home, then it's connected via Ethernet to your cable modem, and you're just going to hook that up directly to speakers. But you're still going to have to do the next step of setup to make sure that you can use it as an audio output device. There we go. We have our solid green, and we are ready for the next step. Now, my recommendation is that you use the Airport Utility app from Apple on your iOS device. I'm not going to show you use this procedure using any other airport utility because you may not have a Macintosh computer, but if you're trying to do AirPlay, you kind of need, and by kind of I mean absolutely need, an iOS device. So whether it's an iPad or an iPhone, like I have here, download the free Airport Utility app, and when you tap on it, you'll basically see your setup. So I actually have an Airport Extreme. I have 3 Airport Expresses. One is in the kitchen, one is in the living room, and the one that I just turned on here is called Airport Express. So if I go to it, and I've set it up previously, it's going to ask me to enter my password so I can make changes. Now, if you have asked it to save your password, that's good for you. I'm going to go ahead and enter my password here. Everyone turn away. Good. There we are. And there we go. And now what we have is connection status, IP address on your local network, a software version, what network it's connected to, and hardware info. What we want is the top right hand corner edit. Once you go into edit, you can edit the properties of the base station, pick a network. Oh, AirPlay is off. Go to AirPlay and switch it on. The default name for the speakers when it'll appear in your AirPlay output choices is whatever the name of the base station is already, but you can change that to anything you want. I can go ahead and change it to anything I would like as such. You can optionally put in a password to make accessing the base station for AirPlay password protected. I don't do that because my Wi-Fi network's already password protected, and you have to be on this Wi-Fi network to be able to see these AirPlay speakers. So I'm going to hit done, and I'm going to hit done, and you have to update the settings. This means it's going to send the updated info to your base station and restart it. You'll see that as it's restarting, it's got a little orange light, which means it's not particularly available. Now notice, naming the speakers Sterling did not rename the actual Airport Express. So that's something you might want to consider. So you might want to keep very generic names for your Airport Expresses and give them kind of funky names for speakers. Listen, do what you want. I'm not your dad. But the advantage here is that you can manage this entirely from your iOS device. Also, this is super easy to use software when it comes to managing routers, or routers, depending on what side of the 49th parallel you live on. Once it's gone from orange to green, you now can try out these speakers. So I'm going to go to my home screen, and I'm going to just swipe up, and you'll see my AirPlay button, kind of on the bottom right. Go to AirPlay, and there are all my choices. You see I'm using system capture because I've connected my phone to my computer to capture the screen here, but you'll see that now I have Sterling as a choice. I'm not going to choose it because then we're going to lose my video feed here, but that is how you set up some remote speakers. You can't control the volume on the Airport Express. You would have to control the volume on the device that you're using to send to the speakers or connect speakers that have a volume control on them. But that's how that works. You have iTunes set up, you want to play some music. You've heard that maybe using AirPlay and different AirPlay speakers around the house, you might even be able to play music to different parts of the house simultaneously. It's possible. How do you get that done? Step 1, which we've covered, set up some AirPlay speakers. Step 2, this icon right here. Click it, and behind that AirPlay icon you have a whole bunch of choices. So with this menu open, you'll notice you have 2 tabs. Single speaker, multiple speaker. If you leave it in the single speaker selection, you'll be able to send to your computer, which is the default, your Apple TVs, any AirPlay speakers you may have set up. And when you choose an AirPlay speaker, you will see that this is actually going to be blue, and you're going to be sending audio to that AirPlay speaker. However, you can, instead of choosing a single destination for your audio, choose multiple. This is fantastic. Please note, you now have these little check circles, not check boxes, and you can activate as many different points of output as you would like. Now this takes a little bit of time for them all to connect, but once they're all connected, you'll also note each one that's connected has an individual volume setting. This is wonderful if you have different speakers at different volumes set up to your different points of output. And then you can very easily set them up as independent volumes in different parts of the house. There's a master volume, of course. So once you're connected to the speakers you wish, you can start playing the music, and they'll be playing simultaneously without any latency on all the speakers simultaneously. It's quite remarkable. If you want to not be glued to your computer to control this, you can use the remote app from Apple to control this output on your actual phone. It's remarkable.